Gav again, Ollie Trap Garage. I'm doing a little bit of work before I kicked off this video. We are working on the rear tailgate. We've got some, obviously I've been wire wheeling and getting all the old paint and stuff off. I still got a little bit of sort of paint along the bottom edge here. What I've got to do is I've got to measure from sort of here somewhere down, find out where the bottom of this is. So I've got to get somebody to, if I can, he's got the same tailgate as mine, because I think mine's an early tailgate, early 42 or something. Oh my god, look at the crap all over my face. Anyway, so I've got to measure that distance and cut that and get some sheet metal run across here. And what I'm going to do is I've got this rod here, which pretty much sort of fits almost exact onto the tailgate. All right, so I'll weld that obviously across the bottom there somewhere, and I've got this other pipe here. This is the beauty of just collecting junk, guys. You can always use bits and pieces like that. And what's good about this piece of pipe is that it's a nice, pretty much snug fit. Oop, if I can get that in without breaking everything. As you can see along the edge here, okay, it's a really nice tight fit. So what I'm going to do, get that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as the rod comes out of the hinge. I've got the old hinges still on the back of the Dodge toolboxes, but they're crushed, and the two bit that comes out is it's been cut off or ripped off. So what I'm going to think of doing is I'll take them off. I'll try and hammer the shape back into them. I'll measure a certain distance from where they've got to go into here, so I got a good fit, because I think I'm probably going to be maybe a couple of mils off. It won't look snug. It'll look slightly that there's a little bit of a gap, but you know, I guess that's what it'll do. Cut that, and then I'll weld that inside that part so that I've got a hinge, and it'll fit straight in there to be a nice snug fit. Just polish that up, clean up the inside of that, you know, with a wire wheel, and it should be a nice smooth finish inside there. That's what I'm planning to do. The only problem is I've kind of run out a little bit of sheet metal, so it's like everything else. It's one of those things that's hard to get at the moment, so I've got to try and get some sheet metal. I've got a little bit left, but it's not in it's not the best condition. I'll show you. It's pretty rusty, and it's not really, I mean, it's a matter of just cleaning it up, okay, and then measuring out what I need. So I'm probably going to have to just sort of cut there, cut there, cut there, you know what I mean? So we'll do that another time. It's getting a bit late tonight, and the weather's kicking in again. We've had heavy rains most of the night and today. Expecting some more rain tonight and another big rain day tomorrow. So my garage is full of water again, and you know, I've been wet all day, and I'm not really feeling too crash-eyed about working on this all night. And wifey kind of wants to spend a bit of time with hubby and all that sort of stuff. Got to do the family stuff. So what I'm going to do now, just with this, as you can see, I've got some goobie welds in here. So I'll put some photos into that weld, and I've got some welds here where it's been cracked, and some welds down the bottom here I've got to clean up. As you can see, this weld here, guys, it's where that bracket goes for the chains. Oops, sorry guys. So as you can see, that's got to be ground back, and on the side there, it's got to be ground back. So I'm going to have a crack at that, just sort of clean it up a little bit, and then we'll prime it, and that'll be it for tonight. And then we've got to do some welding. So what I did the last couple of days is on the top edge, and you may have seen this, some of you guys on Instagram would have already seen this, I had to try and curl this back in. So what had happened is whoever had it before me had pulled it out and put a steel rod in it, and a solid steel rod. So the damn thing weighed a ton, and they put this massive steel rod in the bottom of it too, which at least like 1.5 inches thick in the bottom, and they just welded it in. As you can see here, you've still got the bits of weld, but I've got to grind those, cut those off as well, and it was kind of butchered. As you can see, it's not a straight cut. It just really butchered it. So what I got to do, what I have been doing, is trying to roll this back in, and that's where I use that little tube. It's the right size. It's the perfect size. It's 22 mil, I think it is. Don't ask me what that is in inches, but you can probably convert it across. And it worked out to be a pretty good size. It's probably a little smaller than on the front. The front gate that goes just behind the driver's seats, that tube's a little bit bigger. But what I've got to do is like I've been trying to curl it, trying to bash it in. Some spots it's not perfect. But I mean, look at this thing. It's bashed and crashed and trashed, and I mean, it would take you weeks sitting here to try and flatten this out, and I'm not going to do that. You know, I liked it to have a bit of character, and I like it to look like an old World War II vehicle, which is what it is. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to tack along here. So I'm going to put it in the vise, squeeze it in, tack it there, tack it along the different spots, and that will be the tube done. Oh, and my lights are running out of power. So that's what I intend to do with that in the next couple of days. So now I'll get this light up and running. I'll turn that one off and get that sitting like that. Plug this one in. So guys, as it is a working garage and running out of space, I'll get that plugged in. So today's task is to just clean up those booger welds from the bubba. He did it before, and then we'll get into doing a little bit more. We've got some cracks up here. We've got a little bit of a crack up along here in that edge. Just here, there's a little crack. Here you can see. Yep. And these boards here, there's a crack down the bottom here, and that's the edge that I said I've got to roll it in and tack weld it into place, and clean up some welds in here, whatnot. So there's a lot of cleaning up, a lot of mucking around we're going to do on it. And turn the camera around. Come on, still playing with this cracked screen iPhone, guys. I'll hopefully get a GoPro soon after I pay some bills. So that's the plan of action for tonight. We'll get stuck into that, and this is probably going to be something that'll take us the rest of the week to get sorted out. And I know it's not going to be perfect. I don't have precision tools, and I'm not a precision mechanic, but let's try and get it as close as we can so that it works, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Crack into that, and I'll post some pictures up, and we'll go from there. that's just it for that little video today. Just working on mainly getting the paint and stuff off it, getting it sort of cleared up, and we'll hook into doing some welding on it tomorrow. Still got to get some of these booger welds off, cleaned up. Then we can sort of weld up all the bits and pieces. Like there's a hole here, there's a hole just on the other side here as well. We've got to weld up in through here where it was a bit thin. We've taken out the booger welds and it's actually made a little bit thin. So we'll do sort of all that stuff, and then we'll prime it, and then I've got to figure out how to do the bottom edge, this bit here with the with this bar. We're going to run across the bottom, which is going to be our new roll, rather than trying to roll down that lights bright. Rather than trying to roll sheet metal, because I just don't have the ability to do that. So I'm going to try and just use that as my bottom roll, like I said, with my inner piece for my hinge. It's a nice really firm fit. I think that's 22 mil and this is 22.5 mil, so it's a really nice tight fit, and it's just two pieces that I had lying around, so that'll be good. So we'll do that, and obviously fix up the hinges, and I think I've got some photos on my phone. I'll see if I can send the photos across, and I'll post them on this video so you get a concept of what I'm talking about. So anyway guys, that's it for tonight. Just a quickie, and I'm going to have a shower, have some dinner and relax. Wifey's just come down and told me that we're going to have a bit of an issue with something, so I've got to wrap my head around that now. And anyway fellas, enjoy your night, morning, whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoy my video. I know my content at the moment is probably a little bit dry. There's no awesome engine builds and things going on the frames yet, but hoping by Easter we can get the Jeep painted up. I've got a bit of stuff I've got to do on that too as well. So get some parts painted up, get that frame painted up, and we can start doing things like wiring, doing the brakes. I'm still trying to get in contact with, that's the thing I wanted to tell you too. I'm still trying to find guys locally who can do things like get my diff set, in like the pinion depths, the backlash, the lap, whatever you want to call it. I've got to find somebody who can do that. I've got to find somebody who can do brakes. I've got brake shoes here, just waiting, but I've got to find somebody who can do the riveting. Everybody wants to do bonded brakes. I don't like bonded brakes because this is gluing a brake pad. I don't think it's very safe. I know guys think it's great. I don't. I would much rather have them riveted. At least I know they're going to stay in there. Some guys say that they damage your hubs after a while, but it's 2022 and you can buy new hubs, so that's not a big deal. The hubs that I've got here, I've got to get machined. They might not even work, so I'm going to have to get new hubs anyway. I don't know. So I've got to find somebody who can do that. So machine my hubs, do my brake pads, do my diffs. I went to go and get the Dodge radiator looked at the other day. Took a week for them to do it. I don't know why, but they apparently took the top tank off, so they did a flush, cleaned the paint off it, put the top tank back on, and then they pressure tested it, and they found out that apparently it was leaking like a sieve, as they said. Been sitting around for ages and ages, and I think the guy said that the core is from 1968, so it's obviously not the original Dodge core, but even then it's an old core that's been sitting around rotting for all those years. And the price that they gave me for a copper core for the Dodge in the old style, which is the straight one, not the V-type, which they reckon's the newer one and gives you better cooling and blah blah blah. $1,800 just for the core, not even to fit it, just for the core. All right. The story is, copper's expensive. The market price is very high right now. We have to get somebody to custom make it. Then, we've got to put it in and install it, and we test it. So all up, it's going to cost somewhere in the vicinity of $2,500, a little maybe higher, to get that Dodge, the Dodge radiator done. That's Australian dollars. So I don't know what that is in US bucks, but to me, $2,500 is just ridiculous. It shattered me when he told me that. I was shattered. I was so happy and excited, and I really thought, because the condition of it was really good, it was just a little hole in the bottom tank which they fixed up, and they eventually didn't charge me anything for it, because they could see how disappointed, how really disappointed I was. I was just absolutely shattered. And yeah, I'm going to try and find somebody who can do it for me, even if they just supply the tank. I mean, geez, I'll just have to learn to do it myself. I've got my Jeep radiators here as well, which I don't think they're going to be any good either. So, you know, if I can learn to do one, and I might as well just learn to do the others, and that's another learnt skill for me. But $2,000 something is just, mate, I've got a million other things to pay for with right now than to be paying for that. So I was really disappointed in that, but so be it. Anyway, gents, I've got to go. It's dinner time. I'm sure you guys got stuff to do. I'd like to say thanks for sticking by me. Thanks for subscribing. You know, share it around with people. If other guys are working on Dodges and Jeeps and whatnot, and you know, they might have the same questions, they might have the same issues. They might be looking at their old gear and going, "Oh, this is too much trouble. I'm just going to buy something new." You know, persevere, stick with it, guys. At the end of the day, they're military vehicles used in World War II. If you want to look like a show vehicle, that's fine. That's your business. But I think they should look like old vehicles. So share it around, even if it's just to entertain you whilst you're having a cup of coffee or breakfast or whatnot. That's great. Do all that stuff. I don't know, click the notifications button like everybody else says. I don't know how that works. If it works when I upload a video, that's great. You can watch it. If not, you know, whatever. So as always, guys, keep safe. You know, be good. Get out there, work on your gear, work on your trucks, work on your Jeeps. If you got any tips or tricks, or even if you can tell me what the measurement is from this line here down to the top of that curl, the top of that roll, if you can give me that measurement, preferably in millimeters, that would be fantastic, and that would help me know how much I've got to cut off, and then how much I've got to weld in, so I can put that tube in, and we can get this done, dusted, primed, ready for paint, and wacko. So anyway, as we say here in our home, Slava Ukraini, and you know, we hope that everybody back home in Ukraine, and my wife's home, beats these bastards coming out of Russia, and they can get back to having a peaceful life, and the world can be back peaceful and happy again. So anyway, guys, catch you later.